Hey, welcome to Declan's Aerial Quad channel. I am spending a Monday afternoon at the Dunklin Fletcher Memorial Park in Hillsboro. There's not a whole lot of park here, but it's just such a nice sunny afternoon. Had some dreary days lately. So a nice sunny one. Thought I'd come find a spot I haven't flown before and get some footage. So we are in Herculaneum, Missouri, known for this old lead smelting plant here. Has not been operational in years. And today I am rocking the Indy 32 filter. I've done a little bit of research since the last flights and found a little bit about what the filters really are for. And I'm thinking, with the amount of sun I've got today, we'll try this one here. The Indy filters, for those of you who, like me, had no idea, are there to limit the amount of light that actually gets into the sensor. And one of the things that people mention all the time about using them is motion blur. If you want your images to look more natural, you want a little less light to go into your sensors, and that will give you a little bit of that motion blur effect. So we're going around the smokestack here on this old lead smelter. And out there's the mighty Mississippi River. And you're looking into Illinois right now. Now I know what you're thinking. Ew, Illinois. But, you know, it's okay to look at. And it's a nice lap around that. Alright, we got a little channel here. Perhaps had something to do with the lead smelter. I'll try to look up and put in the video when this ceased operations, this lead plant or smelting facility, or even really exactly what it does. I've been near this area for a long time and I'm not totally sure. What do we got here? Is that just a barge with no tug? Not very exactly sure what that is. Yeah, there's always some kind of traffic on the Mississippi. What do we got in this one? All right, so I know there's a 2x optical zoom, so you can see the stutter. Make that obvious in the screen recording. You can see the stutter when it switches from the optical to the digital. I'll zoom back out slowly. Maybe. There. Yeah, just a faint stutter. Now that's all optical zoom right there. And back to the full picture. Yeah, we're just casually about a mile away. The Mini 5 Pro is an impressive beast. Some nice fields out here in Illinois. There are a couple more spots in this Herculaneum area. I don't know how much daylight I'm going to have today to go fly in more of them. I went farther south down the river than I thought. Set up in a pretty good spot here on top of a hill. Should have good range. I really want to do a range test. This would be a decent spot for it. Just fly straight out into Illinois, all the flat farmland. But that's not today's mission. That's just a big ring road. Okay. Wasn't sure exactly what that is. Clearly it's the border of the tree line in the field. Playing a farm simulator. You know all about it. Or something like that. Interesting. Wonder, it's hard to tell when the ground is that flat. Like there's that big old train. Hard to say exactly how far you're looking. Like you can intellectually know how big the United States is, but until you really spend some time out in the middle of it, just driving it, it's hard to know. Like on that road trip I did this last summer, oof, thousands of miles, and that's just starting in the middle of the country. Okay, I'm kind of getting a bit of a berm between me and the drone now, going too far north. Yeah, let's bring it on back this direction. I want to get a shot of the water tower around here. So I've got the Indy, I believe it was, I said it earlier, the 32. And it's, I guess it's hard to tell so far what the difference really is. Oh. Let's go over here to the tower. I do see a gorgeous landscape here. Sunset's going to be nice today. Continue to be a water tower channel. I haven't looked at a lot of water towers in detail lately. So yesterday at the Pawn State Park, and then today I'm trying a one microphone setup, just on the lapel. Got the wind guard on them, little windsock. So see what this sounds like. If it's good, I need to lug both of them, heavy as they are. Here is one of the Herculaneum water towers. Very good. And getting some interference, might be related to that cell tower, might just be a little bit of topography. So while we're over here, we can go take a look at the Herky School. Dunklin is the name of the district. There is a plaque over at the next location I'm hoping to go to. It talks about why it's called Dunklin. It was one of the early governors of Missouri. I want to say the 4th or 5th governor. We'll go see there in a little bit. But here is Herky's, most of their campus. They have another building a little farther away. But what I know about it from personal experience, this one here is their performing arts. So their band, choir, and their auditorium is in that building. Then obviously we've got a football field. Turf looks to be pretty new. I don't know exactly how long they've had it, but it looks nice. Looks like they've got seniors painting parking, or chalking their parking spots. That's fun. And then over here, this direction, we have an accessible playground for all different kinds of kids, different kinds of handicaps and such, called Cade's Playground. It's a popular joint. Got some cars there even here this late. And sunset is getting kind of close. So I'm probably going to bring it home here. And then we'll fly again a little ways up the road. So I've left the camera in auto with the ND filter on. See how that looks. On the controller, it looks pretty good. But I could be doing it all wrong. Sure, folks who know will let me know. And I'm hearing a lot of what sounds like small animals crawling through the brush in front of me. Kind of look here and see if I can spot anything. If this was a thermal drone, this would be an easier job. But that's when you're getting into the multiple digits before the comma price range. And I'm good. I'm not that interested. All right, took off from this table. Let's set it back down on the table. It likes to move itself after I adjust it. This way. Okay, and I'll see you again in a little bit. All right, and welcome back. We are just a ways up the road, a little farther north. This is the Daniel Dunklin Memorial Historic Gravesite. And there's a big old barge right out in front of me. So we're going to take a look at that. Some of the neater stuff you can see living by the Mississippi. Just want to get in their way, mess with them, but cross over in front and get a bit of a closer look. I'm enjoying the zoom wheel today. It's always a strange feeling. We're 60 feet below and altitude where we took off from. See if we can gauge the speed on that thing. So I'm going to zero that out, put the camera straight down, and get right on top of it. Let's get far up enough they won't be bothered by it, if they could hear it anyway. And let's see. Let's aim for a dot. Try with cruise. Because that's a little slow. So it's between 7 and 10. It's probably easier in cinematic mode, actually. Closer to full stick. I'm going to guess it's something around 8.5. How's that? Ooh, that's close. 8.1. Turn it. Yeah. 8.5. Yeah, that's about right. 8.5 miles an hour. All right. There we go. Wonder why I wouldn't turn off. Something about does the gimbal mess with the cruise speed? Okay, let me try something. I did a slow-mo at the park yesterday, but there wasn't much to see. I wonder if this will be better. I'm going to get up to the front of the barge. Sport. You can see I really did not go very far from my last shooting location. I'm going to come down. Also, I am switched back to 2 mics just to see if it makes a significant difference. All right, let me turn off the video and switch to that so we can make a short of it if we want. And let's go to slow-mo. What are my options in slow-mo? So 240 is the fastest. If I do 1080, I do 120 in 4K. So we'll go ahead and do the 240 frames. Let's come down a little bit more. Also, I took off the ND filter. I don't remember if I said that or not, but... Okay. Let's wait for the actual boat to get over to it. Because these slow-mos spit out at 4x length. So this is 240 frames. It's recording, or no, 8x length. Yeah, because it'll play back at 30 frames. And that ain't a lot. I did throw that on the computer yesterday after I got back from the park, and that is what I discovered. It's an 8x. So let's start it now. All right, 20 seconds of slow-mo. See what that looks like later. And this is a good straight spot on the Mississippi while we're just, shooting some stuff, getting some material. Let's do a hyperlapse. And let's do course lock. Yep. Okay, lock course. All right, this is Daejuan from the edit room. At this point, I was blissfully unaware that I had turned off the screen recording, and I am flying around here. I don't do waypoints, but I am just kind of meandering around here over the river, and I at one point walked over to the plaque for Daniel Dunklin, and I was reading some facts from it very slowly and awkwardly, and didn't realize, again, that I was speaking to myself. So I'm going to discover this fact a little later and do a little bit more recording. And then I'll actually read those facts again, and probably in a better and more concise way. So in the meantime, we'll just watch me fly around talking to you, but you can't hear me, and we'll enjoy some dead armadillo sounds instead. Sounds like an absolute win to me. All right, so truly I have been talking to myself for a long time right now, unless I had the screen recording started earlier and stopped it, which would be disappointing. But, well, here we are. In case I wasn't, it's the end of the day. See a beautiful sunrise there in Herculaneum. I got 47%. I'm going to fly back toward me, and I'm going to do a hyperlapse to end this flight. I hope I got some of this recorded. I've got both mics on now. And I was reading a little bit about Daniel Dunklin from the plaque here. But if I didn't end up getting any of that recorded, I guess that will continue to be a mystery to you, because I don't want to read it again. See how long of a hyperlapse it'll let me do. I'm curious to see what that battery level indicator goes to once I'm hovering right over my position, or, very close. It is a quiet drone, but I can just make it out. Here, 300 some odd feet above me. All right, so I've got up to 10 minutes. Let's just try a hyperlapse. Free. And we'll do this way so we make a short of it if we want to. There we go. Okay, he convinced me. Now that it stopped recording video. Yeah, free. Ready to go. Okay, I see I hit the video button instead. All right, so while that records, just in case it wasn't recording earlier, which it probably wasn't, Daniel Dunklin was the 5th governor of Missouri. Born in South Carolina, he moved first to Kentucky and then to Missouri with his widowed mother near Potosi in 1810, studied law. He began his political career in 1815 when he was appointed as the sheriff of Washington County by Territorial Governor William Clark. The same year, he married his childhood sweetheart, Emily, built a small tavern in Potosi, and that became a general meeting place for discussion of society and politics. Let's see, his main interest was the school system. He wanted a Missouri public school system. 1833 legislature passed an act authorizing the governor to appoint a committee to formulate a system of common and public schools. 1835, they passed a law establishing the public school system in Missouri. The law outlined the minimum school year, established basic curriculum, and allowed for local taxation to support schools. The field of higher education, he recommended in 1834 that a site for the state university be chosen and partially funded through the sale of land. 5 years later, University of Missouri became a reality. I'm not sure if that is Columbia or Springfield. Looking at the picture, I'll get back to you on that. Let's see, the next thing. He was the lieutenant governor of Missouri in 1828 and then was elected governor in 1832. He resigned his office 3 months before the end of his term because he received the appointment of Surveyor General for Missouri and Illinois from President Andrew Jackson. In July of 1844, he contracted pneumonia, grew worse, and died on July 25th, 1844. His wife passed away in 1851, and they were buried at their estate. His son, not as successful at business, he was forced to sell the estate in 1855 due to liens placed on the property for debts. In this sale of the estate, 1 acre was reserved from the only part that James owned free and clear, and the acre became this cemetery where I am standing. Following the sale, Daniel and Emily were exhumed and buried here in this cemetery. The Missouri State Park Board agreed in August of 1965 to accept this cemetery for the purpose of erecting and maintaining a memorial park in remembrance of Daniel Dunklin. This action was a forerunner to the statute enacted in 1967 to suitably mark every grave of a former governor of this state and to maintain every grave of a former governor within this state, which is not within a perpetual care cemetery. So I don't know how many governors that would include, but it's at least number 5 here, good old Daniel Dunklin. Right, there's enough trees right here. I'm gonna go back to the car, and I think that might be an easier spot to land. Looking around now, this might not be a better spot at all, actually. But I should have a couple of clear paths. Okay, I got a good clear shot right in front of me. I got 45 more seconds. Ooh, family of whitetails here, right next to me. They're pretty casual. Must be a little bit domesticated. Now let me try something I haven't done before. Is the return to home, update home point to the controller. Okay. Yeah, I've not tried that feature yet, so we'll see how good it is. Of course, I can't trust it right now. There's not enough light. Where I am currently set up. So let's manually push this bad boy up. What's that? I think that's private. Yeah, it's somebody's property. I'm gonna put it so it's right in this clearing I can see in front of me. And just hear it. Okay. Back a little bit more this way, I believe. Yeah, okay, I see you. Now I'm gonna start bringing it in manually. It's kind of fun. Inverted controls. In fact, let me flip that around and get controls straightened out. Back and down, and straight to me. Perfect. We'll just set it down here on the ground in front of me. All right, that's probably all I'm going to mess around with today. Perfect. All right. Dunklin gravesite. That is not focused at all. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching Daquan's Aerial Quad channel, and I hope I see you next time.